It is the penultimate episode of Squid Game Season 3. It's the penultimate episode of the entire series, and we are getting ready to play Sky Squid Game. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review Season 3, Episode 5 of Squid Game. And no, we're not playing the PlayStation, but this episode is called Zero Triangle Square. Or should I say circle, not zero. Circle, triangle, square. The only thing we're missing really is an X, and it would just bring you back to the classic PlayStation controller.
It would be, but I tell you what, man.
I wonder why there was no X.
I'm not sure why there wasn't an X.
Could there have been a Mr. X, a big zombified
I guess there
thing
was a few X's throughout the show. We're voting no for the games, but Sky Squid. Easily the worst game.
Now, is it the worst game in terms of just the rules and the gameplay of it?
Yep.
Or do you think it is the worst game because of the way it played out?
I think a bit of both, right? Because I think there is some games that are destined to be great no matter how it's written. But this was fucking rank rotten, man. There's no two ways about it. It's like, maybe the writing was on the wall. See, when you seen there was 9 of them going into it and 3 had to die, and there was like no women, and like 6 of them were bad. I mean, come on, pal. But yeah, to me.
Also, you look at. I think when you look at Squid Game, people will say it's woke because they included the trans person, right? I don't think that's the case, right? And I shit on. I mean, I shit on a lot of entertainment. If I think anything is woke, I'll call it. But I can't sit here and say that I think Squid Game Season 2 and Season 3 went completely woke just because they had a trans character in it.
No, you're right. No, it's more woke than Season 1, yes, but that's because Netflix forced them to put the character in. In terms of how well it could have been 100 times worse.
And when you look at it, like, I mean, there really wasn't that many women towards the end.
No.
Which I think would make sense. I think if you're playing physical games, I think it would make sense if you start with 456 players, see when you get down to the last 20, see if there's only like 2 or 3 women left, I think you can make a case that's about right.
Yeah, I'd say so. Absolutely.
Because let's assume that out the 256, right, even if we're assuming that it's half and half in terms of gender, would you not expect more women to die than men, especially when you look at some of the games? Or, like when you've got, for example, the tug of war game. Like 100%, if a team mainly made up of women, you'd expect to lose that game because it's due to strength.
No, absolutely. Of course you would. And that's another good game, Tug of War.
Right? But I guarantee you, in this American version, it's not going to go down that way.
Of course it would. No. But what they'll either do one or two things. They'll either not include that many physical games, or they will try and pretend that like women are just as strong as men. Which I could probably see the latter, to be honest. But anyway, forget about America. It's all about Korea, pal. Alright, South Korea.
Aye, so Gi-Hun debates whether he should accept In-Ho's offer to kill all the remaining players. He's got the knife, he walks up to player 100, and I'm thinking, do it. Fucking do it. But does he do it? No. What we get like a little, I guess a flashback of In-Ho when he was in the games. And we had Il-Nam, who sadly is no longer with us. He's not dead, he's just in jail, so yeah. I think he's doing a year in jail. The guy's, what, 81? Hopefully he makes it out. Anyway, someone didn't give him the green light and he proceeded to play, so...
You got a year for it. So.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, at least he didn't get eliminated, I guess, but...
Well, I don't even know the details about that fucking case. What happened? Is he guilty? Well, I mean, I know he went to jail, but...
I don't know. If anybody wants a full explanation, a full in-depth video of what Il-Nam did, then let us know. But we see Il-Nam talking about, oh, these people will try and kill you next game. You should eliminate them now. And In-Ho, I guess, does. And we see him kill them all. And does that mean In-Ho didn't even play the final game? Because we literally just see... And by the way, it was hard to tell, right? I can't guarantee it. But there was like 6 beds. He killed everybody. And once again, it looked like they were all men. So they are showing that more often than not, it's men that get to the latter stages.
Yeah, but is this not like a shite end to the games? Like him just killing
Yeah,
people
the
in their bed.
VIPs wouldn't have been happy, would they?
But again, this is probably Il Nam trying just to recruit him to be the front man.
Yeah, so we see him do it, but Gi-Hun can't do it, and then we get a little, I guess, he envisions Sang-Byuk from the first season. She says, "Don't do it. You're not a murderer. This isn't you. You're a good person." And I mean, he doesn't do it. Now, I accept that he is a good person, despite the fact they had a flaw this season where he killed Dae-Ho, and I don't think that was right. How can he accept killing Dae-Ho, but he won't kill these people that have made it abundantly clear that they're going to kill him and the baby just to get an extra couple of... It's not even an extra 2 billion each. It's like 1.7 billion each.
Is it a case of more though he's killing them in their sleep and it's not a fair tango?
Oh, so it's fair for them to just chuck an innocent baby after some fucking Sky Squid?
Well, I guess they didn't know what game it was going to
They
be.
were going to kill the baby before the game started? And then the guard intervened? Come on.
But this is where the writing's just fucking up the wall, because...
I think for his promise that he made to Yun-Hee, and I think for the sake of babe, I'd say this would be justified kills.
No, it would be, but...
The only two I wouldn't justify would be... See, Min-Si, I'd say no.
Junkie?
Aye. I don't think that would be a justifiable kill. And obviously Coin Man, even though he wasn't for let's kill the baby when they were storming over, he was obviously on the other side.
But the problem
then
is,
he votes to play the game, and he's putting that baby in crazy danger.
But say he kills them in their sleep, right? How does Sky Squid play it with the 4 of them? 3 have to die, and there's only 4 of them. Know what I mean? That's a problem in itself. Is Gi-Hun going to push Junkie Boy off the first game? I'm not convinced.
That's a good question, actually.
And then you get to the middle one, it's like, well, what's Gi-Hun going to do? Is he going to kill this guy? When does he reveal that he's the baby's father?
I guess they couldn't stop the game at that point, no, because they've already voted to play it.
Aye.
I mean, that's interesting.
It would have been a sticky situation.
I mean, at that point, does he maybe just kill a couple of them and leave 3 alive and take your chances?
Potentially, but here it didn't happen, did it? He keeps them all alive, despite wee visions of like maybe thinking about doing it.
Yeah, so, right, but then the next day we get the final game and they make their way to it. It's going to be Sky Squid. Noelle returns to the island and she confronts the masked officer at gunpoint, forces him to erase all the records of player 246.
This just felt like filler, didn't it, man? Honestly.
Yeah, he says that there's more records upstairs. There's physical copies after he deleted the ones on the computer. He leads the way upstairs, but we get a fight, breaks out, and he gains the control. He basically beats her up and stabs her a couple of times, and then he says, like, I brought you here. I thought you'd see things my way, but I should have thrown you into the games with the rest of the trash. And he reveals the reason why he is, happy to do the organ harvesting, because he lost a family member in North Korea due to the fact they couldn't get a kidney. He lost someone close to him, and he's like, we've got all these kidneys here, yeah, I couldn't get one when it mattered. So, I mean, I'm assuming it was a lack of finances thing that done it for him.
It appeared to be that, but...
And, I don't know, maybe that makes him sick when he can see, like, all the people that are maybe dying and don't have to use their organs, have no longer need for them, yet he couldn't get one to save his... And he draws comparison between that and her kid. Now, I can't remember why did she leave her kid? I thought her kid was dead, to be honest.
I honestly have no idea. No idea in the slightest.
Anyway, she crawls towards the elevator, and he realises too late that he says he ain't going to be able to escape because you need my card, but he forgets that the gun is inside the elevator. She opens up the door, he runs, jumps to try and get it, and she shoots him about 4 or 5 times. That's him dead.
I just don't believe this should be taking up like 25 minutes of the second last episode, and that's what it did.
I think that it was alright, but I think that it was missing build-up.
No, absolutely. It's like...
I think we should have got more. I think they could have given us more of this throughout the season.
Like,
yeah, they did have the odd conversation, but...
No, but he's on about like, oh, when I took you for North Korea, I made you a guard and I should put you in the fucking games. It's like, most people probably don't even fucking remember their beef. Do they? Because I fucking didn't to a degree.
Aye, well, anyway, that's him dead, and she then, I guess she just sits there and
Cries while
bit,
pointing a gun into her mouth.
yeah, a bit wounded. She's going to kill herself. Right, we go to the Sky Squid. So all these players are on platforms. It's 3 platforms. You need to push one off while the game is active, and then advance to the next platform. So there's 9 players. You need a minimum of 3 deaths here, and you think you've got 15 minutes between each game to kill someone. So the game starts, and honestly, what we have is the 6 players that wanted to continue the game. They bicker, they complain,
It's
they
awful.
argue, they reason, they come up with all these game plans, all these methods of how they can push or who they're going to push off. Oh, Gi-Hun's got the baby strapped to him. How do we separate him from the baby? How do we get him? How do we pull him into the middle? Oh, one of us needs to go over. We need to draw lots. We need to do this. We need to do that. Honestly, man, this is really bad. I don't know how anyone can sit and watch this and go, "Oh no, that was a great game. That was amazing." And what made it worse is they would cut from this to the VIPs, or the 100% the worst thing about this show.
Yeah, like, I know it was a wee bit before, but seeing you had the dinner scene, man, with the babies like sitting drinking the milk, and they're all around the table. I mean, it's like,
I don't know why that bothers you so much, because it didn't bother me.
because it just shouldn't be there. The baby should not be in the fucking game.
Yeah, but at this point they're treating her like a player, so I guess it deserves a good meal like the rest of them, doesn't it?
A good fucking meal.
No,
No problem with me here is, right? These guys are debating killing Gi-Hun, and like he keeps the knife hidden until the second shape. What I think would have been better is if he whips the knife out here and he's like, if any of you come near me, I'm slicing and dicing you. So they're like, right, okay, we can't go near him because he's got a weapon that can kill us. So we'll push off Junkie. No, honestly, man, 15 minutes to decide to kill a junkie. See, what's his name, the junkie?
Min-Si.
Min-Si, right? He's not, I think it's a bit unfair to call him a junkie because he's really not. He just
Min-Su, even. Min-Su.
He just took the drugs last episode so he could prevent the other guy from taking them. But this guy is seeing Thanos, he's seeing the other guy, and they're debating what to do, and it's like, this guy is literally at the fucking edge. Just push him off. It was ridiculous, man. Honestly, see, no a problem for me as well here. They were giving them too much time on these platforms. 15 minutes per platform. Plus there was time for moving from each platform. Plus there was also time factored in to actually hit the button to begin the game. Holy shit, man. I have never seen time wasted like this so much. 6 guys discussing what to do. Like, they've just discovered how to speak. Or how to think. It's like, Mr. 100's like, oh, this is why this young kid, he's got a good head on him, huh? What, because he said, we should probably focus on killing the junkie because Gi-Hun's pretty inseparable from that kid.
Garbage, right? So Min-Su dies, they all advance to the next one, then they need to decide who we're going to push off first, Gi-Hun or the baby. Doesn't really matter because they need to separate
Let's
them.
draw lots, let's tie our jackets together.
Rock, paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors. So they tie their jackets together, one of them leans in to try and get him. Gi-Hun then cuts the jacket that's holding him, so the guy's not got his safety net, so to speak. And then Coin Man comes up with a pole and he pushes off one of the guys that continued to play the game. And then him and Gi-Hun turn around, they face the rest, and they're upset because they believe that Coin Man has screwed them over. Coin Man at this point reveals himself to be the father.
But see, that's what I don't get, right? So somebody's already fell off the second shape. Why isn't this right? We need to go to the final shape. But what happens is, he reveals he's the father. Then, while him and Gi-Hun are kind of looking at each other, the other guys are like, let's get ourselves a lunchbox. And then they start battering the weaker guy out the floor.
Yeah, and then player 100, we got a lunchbox, folks. We beat him up, then we take him to the next platform and we throw him off. It's a lunchbox. And it's like, really? A fucking lunchbox, man?
You know, we've watched a lot of shows, right? I think this is probably the worst sequence in a TV show I've ever watched.
It could be. Now, the lunchbox is ready to go, and Gi-Hun has got the final say, and he's like, no, let's draw lots. Now, see at this point, is it a bit unfortunate for the guy that got selected to be the lunchbox? Yes, but all those guys were willing to kill Gi-Hun and the baby.
What the fuck's the lunchbox? So the lunch? Why is he called the lunchbox? Well, because they can carry him.
I pretty much.
It's a fucking load of shit. No, but then when like
No, but the game could have ended here.
see each time though they discuss the lots, it's like then they're like, a vote, democracy. It's like, oh, why are these guys speaking like they've just like managed to function for the first time? Honestly, man, maybe we need to rewatch this when they're actually speaking in the fluent Korean. Because see, watching it in the English dub, it was like watching 9 guys at a special school trying to put like shapes together in the right places. Because I don't understand what this was.
Yeah, but Gi-Hun, he thinks the lunchbox thing's unfair. He's like, no, we're going to draw lots. Every one of us will draw lots apart from the baby. And see, at this point, it's like, I think he should have just went with the whole lunchbox thing. Him, the baby, and Coinman would have survived. But at the same time, do I think any of those people deserve the money? No.
No, they don't. But at the end of the day, it's like you're outnumbered. You don't really have a good chance against them. But
and if you're going to start shit, then I think you should start it when you get to the.
And let's discuss another thing here, right? See, obviously Gi-Hun's not going to let this baby get hurt, and we've got the father of the baby, right? But see, when push comes to shove, folks, at this stage there's 7 left, correct?
Yep.
Lunchbox is one of them.
Yep, and the baby, yep.
Who's like least deserving of the money at this stage? Like who's lost the least? Like the baby has not lived a life. There's nothing to it. Its mother's dead. Its father pretty much wants nothing to do with it. It's like, who at this stage of the game should be the perfect choice to die on the last shape? It realistically should be the baby. See, as sick as it is, it's like, it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, what's going on here? No, I agree though.
I can see that logic. I can see, well, here, the baby probably doesn't even know it's alive, does it? It's got no memory.
It's got no feeling. Like, it just cries. Like, say you want, yeah, they're all scumbags, most of them. But they've had to make sacrifices and endure, like, mental torture and physical torture to get to this stage of the game.
But they chose that, the baby didn't.
Look, I agree, but I think the easy way out here is to kill the baby.
Well, Gi-Hun's not going to do that,
No,
is
he's not going to do that, but I get it, killing the baby's a sick, heinous thing to do, but it's like, the baby is the easiest target. Maybe apart from the lunchbox guy, but then it probably is the easiest.
Well, I'd say the lunchbox guy still could put up more of a fucking fight.
No, he could. Oh man, I can't. See, watching this, I couldn't believe what was unfolding in front of my eyes.
Yeah, so they want to draw a lot. Gi-Hun wants to draw lots. And then player 203 is not really happy. He's like, nah, we've already got the lunchbox. They should have just moved to the final squid. Then they start brawling. Gi-Hun stabs 203. Coinman pushes off one of the other guys. They're both dead. Then player 100's like, those bastards deserve it. Oh shit, what we gotta do now? The lunchbox! Yes, we got the lunchbox! We take the lunchbox over and we split the money. We split it. 11.7 billion won each. And then Coinman looks at him and he's like, but hey, you can have, I only need 10. You can have the rest of my share. And then Coinman does some maths and he's like, yeah, but if I push you off, my share is like 12 point something, blah, blah, blah. So that's what he does. And player 100 dies. And it's like, thank God they finally got rid of this guy.
Thank God, but why did Coinman kill him? Why not just kill him in the final game?
Well, I thought he had the lunchbox, but then he turns around and the lunchbox is like, I don't want to be a lunchbox. And he jumps off.
But the coin man notices that the lunchbox guy is crawling to the edge. Doesn't he?
Yep.
But see, no, I don't get, right? He says he doesn't want to be the lunchbox. Why wouldn't he take his chances getting to the final shape? Broken leg or not, would you not rather some form of fucking defence? You've made it that far. Yes, you've got a broken leg. I'm sure you're in fucking agony. Or go out in his own terms. How about you fight for your fucking one?
With a lunchbox?
Aye.
I guess his leg's broken. I mean, what can he really do? See, because what he was willing to do, though, right? And he's willing to kill that bit. Should he not do the honourable thing? And maybe he's not thinking this way because he knows he's pretty much dead. Could he not just crawled over to the next and then threw himself off?
Yeah.
And let those three live?
Yeah, but at the same time, if he crawls over to the final thing and they press the button and it's Coinman, guy with a broken leg, Gi-Hun and the baby, is Gi-Hun going to kill this guy? I don't think so. Even though he should, is he?
I think Coinman certainly would.
Yeah, but then is Gi-Hun going to be fine with that? I think this guy throwing himself off is a bit stupid, and I also think the fact Coinman seen it happen and didn't make any attempt to get over to him was fucking retarded.
He did.
No, we rewatched it earlier, right? See, once he kills number 100, he turns round, and this guy is like at least a couple of metres from the edge, and he just stands and watches him.
I know, but I don't think he knew what he was going to do. As soon as he realises he's going to throw himself off, he runs over. But
Well, you know what, man? There's one on the line here. He should be fucking running over immediately.
yeah, so what this means, after player 39 commits suicide, it means that we've got 3 players left, Gi-Hun, Coinman, and the baby, and at least one of them is going to have to die in the final game in order for, 2 players to win. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yun-Ho then rescues player 246. He executes the guards that were sent to capture him, and then he decides to make his way to the island, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Here, is there going to be a great confrontation? Is there going to be a great ending to that arc? We'll have to find out in the finale. But as for this,
yeah, Yun-Ho is closing in on the island and he started the search for it in season 2, episode 3. So it has taken him 10 full episodes. 10 full episodes.
But obviously,
to find the island.
I think this episode was definitely the worst bit of what's it called? High Squid? Squid High?
Squid Game? Sky Squid?
Sky Squid, that's it. I think this episode definitely is the worst portion of this game. Because next episode's kind of just like a 5-minute discussion, a fight, and then a decision for Gi-Hun. Spoiler alert. So that's what kind of helps episode 6. But see this, man. See, I'm flabbergasted. I cannot believe this past production.
Yeah, I thought it was absolute piss poor, man.
I can't, like, we've reviewed a lot of shite shows, like Fear the Walking Dead. I feel like it's low-hanging fruit, right? And as bad as that is, Fear the Walking Dead, I don't think I've ever seen a sequence in TV history as bad as this. There was a lot of hype going into Squid Game, man. I thought after season 1, yeah, they're gonna knock this out of the park, and this is going to be epic. This is going to be great. Even after a few episodes of season 2, I thought that. I cannot believe it got this bad. I'm trying to think of a TV show's like penultimate episode being this horrific. I cannot think of it. So I will give this episode. I'm gonna give a 1 out of 10. That might sound extremely harsh, but to me this is unforgivable, and it ruined the show.
Oh, it's harsh. That is fucking harsh.
No, it is harsh, but you know what? When we're saying this is like the worst sequence we've ever seen, then. It's not like, here, this was the worst sequence we've ever seen, but everything else in the episode was good. That's not even the case. The rest of the stuff was retarded as well. I can't get over number 100 and his lunchbox and the suit jackets getting tied together and the pipes getting ripped out and them discussing what to do and taking about 45 minutes. It will haunt me till the day I die.
I'm going to get a 4. So that's a 2.5 out of 10.
I think that's ridiculously high, man.
Ridiculously high? It's a fucking 4, mate. It's poor.
Do you think a 1's ridiculously low?
Aye, it is, aye. Shockingly low.
Nah, I'm going to disagree. I'm looking at season 6, episode 2 of Fear the Walking Dead. We gave that a 2 out of 10. And here, that had a lot of retarded shit going on in it, but fuck me, this was crazy.
I thought it started pretty good well with the whole Gi-Hun deciding that his dilemma where he's going to kill them all, and you get to see In-Ho wiping them out, and we got a wee flashback or a wee scene for Saibu X saying, you're a good person, don't do it, Gi-Hun. I thought, and he's contemplating that. I thought that was alright, and I thought the other stuff was no bad with the guard and the Kang-Il, but yeah, it was the Sky Squid game that done it for me. Just they're too long between the platforms, and it was shocking, man.
How much better would it have been without the baby? It would have been 110%. It would have been so much better. Like, yeah, teams still would have formed, and I do believe they still would have picked on the junkie and Gi-Hun, but the baby was just it ruined it, man. I see when she gave birth during that hide and seek game. What episode 2 was that?
Yep.
Did you think it was going to take this direction?
Nope.
I can't fucking believe it.
Right, well, you're giving it a 1. I think that's too low. I'm giving it a 4. You think that's too high.
2.5 probably right.
I think 2.5's probably somewhere in the middle. Probably close to what this episode deserves. Yeah, anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Finale, one more episode to go. Till next time, peace.